There we go. Now
All right, now it's recording. Okay. Hi, y'all. I'm going to sit back a little bit because otherwise my head's cut off.
that's right.
So, you guys may recognize me. If you're on this channel, you probably recognize my face. I have a new person here next to me, which we'll get to her in just a second. But, that was Mom's phone. So, it's episode 1 of the Stitching You and More podcast 2.0. I have really missed the podcasting world. I have been watching a ton of podcasts, but I have totally missed podcasting and being with all of y'all. So, my friend Anna is going to co-host with us now, and we're going to have fun. So, it may take us a couple episodes to kind of get kinks straightened out.
Figure out where we're going.
Yeah. We got a game plan. We'll see how the game plan works.
Our plans rarely work, let's just be honest.
That is true. Yeah. That happens a little bit. Okay, so the puppy dogs are just on the other side of this wall out in the garage, so I apologize if there's any barking because they hear us talking and think that they need to be inside. But that would just be chaos. Yeah. So the cats may bounce around at some point. They're around the house too, but they're currently hiding. So we're aiming for an animal-free podcast, but we'll see how long that lasts. So I'm Amanda, one of your co-hosts, also known as Little Panda 518 around the interwebs, and my amazing co-host who's joining us is
Anna, and I am Anna Banana 0284 on Instagram, and I think on Ravelry. No, I'm Anna Banana 26 on Ravelry.
There we go.
I was 26 when I got on Ravelry.
I don't
I'm 34 now.
I don't even remember.
Where does it go?
I think I was in high school when I joined Ravelry, to be honest.
Wow.
Because I think it was one of the websites that, you could actually get to.
You had to wait list.
Yeah,
you had to be on a wait list.
I got on after the wait list part, but I heard about, I don't even remember how I heard about Ravelry.
I think I had just started crocheting, and I was like just Googling because I didn't know how to find patterns like other than going to the library. And I was just Googling crochet patterns, and it popped up, and like top result was Ravelry. And I was
I'm pretty sure Google's probably how I found it too, because when you're at school, especially a high school, like every domain under the sun is blocked.
Yeah.
And I think Ravelry was one of the websites that wasn't blocked, and I don't know, it was during like seminar at my high school is a study hall anywhere else. I'm pretty sure I was on there probably supposed to do homework, like write a paper or do research or something.
You were researching.
I was researching crochet patterns because when I started with crochet. My mom, known as Marmy around the interwebs, so producer Marmy is on the other side of the camera, which I was giggling at her because she
is showing us text messages.
Yes. Did you see the text message?
I did see it.
I loved that one.
I love it too.
That is perfect. You guys will know what that text message is about here in just a little bit.
Ooh, soon.
So, being it's the first podcast, it's going to be a little bit different.
There we go.
Move the camera a little bit.
I'm not in it.
That is true. Okay, let's also address this. I'm not even 5 feet tall, and Anna Banana is a lot taller than I am, so we're trying to figure out camera situation.
You're going to have to get a shorter chair for me. That's how that's going to have to work.
So we're podcasting from my kitchen in central Arkansas land, and I have a bar height kitchen table and bar height chairs to match the table. I literally have to jump to get on my chair.
I don't have that problem.
Anna doesn't have that problem. So
no, it's just lifting myself. There's a lot to lift here.
Nah, you're good. So yeah. So first episode may be a little wonky, kind of here and there as we figure out things. Backdrop may change, but we're
going to figure that out.
Yeah. We're in my dining room. We will talk about our backdrop here shortly because it is beautiful. So, admin, it's the first episode, y'all. Don't really know if we have much here.
Not really.
And by the way, we have not written show notes.
No, we're just flying by the seat of our pants.
We're flying by our broomsticks.
That is true. We are Harry Potter lovers.
So there will be lots of Harry Potter. I probably should have taken this bracelet off because it is going to jingle and drive me nuts. So we're going to remove this because I know myself and I will hit it on the table 5 million times during the course of this podcast. So we'll hand that off to our awesome producer back there. Okay, so we don't have any administration.
Not really, no. I think we covered it.
Yeah.
We're here. We like Harry Potter. We're going to talk about some knitting.
Yeah. So I guess, well, first of all, we're going to talk about...
So poorly planned out.
Yeah, poorly planned, but you know what?
Oh, Lord.
We'll do this. Do you want to introduce our FO section?
Yes. What are we calling FOs? Accio FOs.
Yes.
Harry Potter.
Woo-hoo.
I don't have any FOs. Not a big finisher.
That's okay. We'll still talk about the FO around your neck here in a
Yes,
minute.
I did not knit this. Not mine.
So,
Borrowed.
oh, and I didn't even plan this. This is just how I got dressed this morning.
Yeah, it is.
The wand chooses the wizard, of course. Okay, so there's a group of us that we have kind of hashtagged ourselves. Depending on who we're talking about at the time, we're
Yeah.
either the JAs for Jen, Amanda, Anna, and Amanda. I caught all of us, didn't I?
I think so.
Jen, Amanda, Anna, and Amanda.
Yes.
Yes. So there's the J's. And the triple A's are Amanda, Amanda, and Anna. And the coven is Amanda, Anna, Jen, and Marmy. So we kind of gave ourselves our own hashtags on Instagram because we're kind of cool like that.
We're awesome.
So all of us, minus Anna, we all had a sleepover at Amanda's house. Not this Amanda, the other Amanda's
Amanda.
house.
That's not going to get confusing.
I know, right?
Not at all.
Amanda, your host, Amanda with the teal hair. We can go there.
Yeah.
We all had a sleepover, and this one decided that she needed to move that weekend, and it was her birthday weekend.
Yeah. Fun birthday. Let me tell you, best birthday ever.
So we all had a sleepover, and we thought about Anna the whole time, and we texted her a lot during the sleepover.
And I thought about how moving in the rain really sucks.
Yeah.
Really, really sucks.
And, like, we're not talking about drizzle. We were talking torrential downpour. We were...
Yeah. Like
Roads
flooding.
Roads were flooding.
And I was moving onto a dirt road that floods a lot.
Yeah.
Within a U-Haul.
A trip from my house to Amanda's house is roughly a 20-minute drive for us. And it took Marmy and I like an hour and 15 minutes to get there. It was rough.
It was bad.
But we all cast these shawls on together at the sleepover. It is the Claris shawl on Ravelry. And I am the Hufflepuff of the group. So, of course, Hufflepuff colors. Yes, I know this isn't black. Yes, I know this.
But it looks black.
But it kind of looks black on camera, but it is obsidian.
It's like a charcoal.
Yeah, it's a charcoal. It's gorgeous. It is definitely Newt Scamander. Scamander.
I can't say his name either.
I screw his name up every other time I say it.
I want to call him Newt Salamander, so.
It's very fitting since he's with all the creatures.
And he's a newt.
Yes.
Newt? That's a lizard? Or something?
Very fitting. So I used Knit Pick City Tweed DK in obsidian and lemon curd. So.
And I assume this is lemon curd too.
Yes,
it is.
And I love the shawl. It's, City Tweed is alpaca and wool, so it's super squishy. I've totally been lazy, so it's not blocked, but I'm still wearing it anyway. And Anna is wearing Marmy's Gryffindor.
Because I'm a Gryffindor too.
Yes.
Because we're the best house.
No. Well, I'm the nicest house.
I never claimed to be nice, so whatever. I probably should be a Slytherin.
You know what's funny is we do not have a Slytherin in our entire friend circle.
And we don't.
We have more Gryffindors than everything.
And I feel like I could go Slytherin. I really do.
Really?
I really do.
So my secondary house is Ravenclaw, so I'm a hardcore Huffleclaw.
I don't know what my secondary house is. I've never Figured it out.
Yeah, so the yellow in this is the same yellow in mine as the lemon curd. And Marmee was apparently reading my mind because I don't remember what the red is, but she just came walking back in the room with
Labels.
tags.
Yay.
Blue blood.
Oh yeah, it's blue blood. It's the one that I thought was very strange when I ordered it. But it's like the perfect Harry Potter Gryffindor red. So yeah, blue blood. Would not think that...
A red would be blue blood.
Yeah. But it's cool. So this is the Clara shawl. I don't remember the designer because we're that prepared, but it will be in show notes.
Yeah, definitely. That Marmee's gonna do.
Yeah, that Marmee volunteered to do, and then forgot that she volunteered to do,
Yeah.
and then said that she would do it as long as I showed her how to do it. So there's that.
This is goes up.
My other recent faux. So this kind of goes into talking about podcasts that I love and adore and might be slightly obsessed with.
Oh, it's so pretty.
This is the Katie shawl. Alright, we may have to... Can you lean back any? I don't... Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll do a bit of a leaning. So this is the Katie shawl.
look how the colors pop.
I know. I love it. I love how it pulled in certain areas.
Yes.
Because, you know,
I love that. Like that pulling right there.
I'm not a colorful person at all.
No, she's
not a
so
weird-
dull.
Yeah.
So dull.
I'm a dull and boring person.
Yes, she is.
So we'll
I don't
just-
know why I'm sitting next to her right now.
So we're just going to throw this on
She bought me
over-
lunch, that's why. She fed me, so I'm like, oh, okay.
So we'll throw this on over. See how many shawls that I can wear in the first
Hey,
episode
we did
of the
that
podcast.
once at the cafe.
We have done that. And how many shawls did I end up
It was hand knits, and you had on like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You had hat.
We just kept stacking them on me. It was quite enjoyable. I was cold, and we were seeing how many hand knits I could wear in one setting.
A lot. She can wear a lot.
So this is Cozy Up. This is the Katie's shawl by Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters. You can find them on Instagram and Ravelry. They're also Cozy Up Designs on Ravelry.
And Cozy Up Knits on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And they have fantastic designs, which we'll get into another one of their designs here in a little bit.
Yes.
And actually, we'll get into 2 more of their designs here in a little bit.
That's a true point. True point. True story.
So, while we're talking about faux, we're going to also include... So, Marmee doesn't really like being on this side of the camera.
Not her thing.
Not really her thing. But we're definitely going to include her in the podcast throughout here. So, we'll see her projects as well. So, yeah, go ahead and... We have a Marmee FO pile over here, too. So, this is the honey cowl.
That's so soft.
And I've been
It is.
a slacker, and so it's not blocked either. But guys, how do you block your knits when you live in a house of 3 cats and 3 dogs?
You take them to somebody else's house.
Yeah.
And you
So,
can't take them outside because you got birds and squirrels.
yes. And neighborhood dogs, and cats, because, y'all, I
You're
live,
next to the animal shelter.
I'm a block away from the city animal shelter. And there are forever cats outside. So I can't block anything outside and leave it unless I stay out there. So this is the honey cowl. Once again, I don't know who the designer is.
And I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but I have knit this before.
I have too.
And it's like potato chip
It's
knitting.
very
I mean,
potato chip knitty.
You just don't want to stop, and it's easy.
I waited until I ran out of yarn.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can make it wide. If I had it to do over again, I would actually make mine wider.
I would make mine a lot wider because, like, when I knit mine is in this house somewhere, and it's honestly, I don't even know where it's at, guys. It's somewhere in the house, but I don't know where.
I would probably make mine a little longer too.
Yeah,
But I would definitely make mine wider. But I was still fairly new-ish to knitting, and so I was scared
See,
I would
like
run
things
out.
up around my neck.
Yeah, mom really enjoys stuff like this because cold weather really gets to her and she can't breathe when it's cold. So it wraps nicely twice.
Yes.
And I believe this is a bamboo mix.
It's bamboo.
And so she can pull it up and cover up and not have to worry about getting cold air in.
And she could go rob a bank.
Yeah, that too. No, because it's pretty tall. So yeah, I can cover my whole face here. My hair, it matches my hair quite well.
It goes beautifully.
Okay, a little warm in there though. So yeah, there's mom's honey cowl. And then back to the Stitching Sisters. We have, so
you have to slowly work it in to just take
we
it all
started the year
in.
with an MCAL. And this was a 5-week MCAL that we did. And it's gorgeous. And this is Mom's, and it hasn't been blocked yet either because I'm lazy.
It has an end hanging.
Yeah, well, the ends have been woven in, but we haven't snipped them because it hasn't been blocked.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is going to be a test for me because this yarn also came out of my stash. When we did that, we were showing them the wrong side.
It's just as pretty.
The only really difference you can tell is in the lacy zags part of how the diamonds set out.
Yeah.
It's the only difference.
It's so
Okay.
pretty.
So on this end, we'll kind of show you a little bit more. So this teal is Sweet Georgia. Colorway, if I find it, will be in the show notes. I won this in a giveaway from the Geeky Girls Knit podcast a couple years ago. This yarn is, I don't remember who it's by. I'm so prepared, y'all. Like,
Is this yours or hers?
this is Mom's.
Oh, does she have it on Ravelry?
No.
I don't have any. I don't know how to do that.
We're still teaching Mom how to use Ravelry and project pages. We'll get there.
Work in progress.
But this, the colorway I know is Peter Cottontail, I believe. We have labels, will be in the show notes. And then this color, which is a gorgeous burgundy.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
and look at those lacy zags.
They're so pretty.
And that's like pre-blocked lacy zags.
Yeah.
I may have knit these for Mom.
It's going to block beautifully.
Yeah, because I mean, just look at that stretch. Oh, it's going to block so pretty. This is periwinkle. Is it periwinkle? Or, it's not primrose. It's periwinkle something. And it's got some pretty sparkles in it. And oh, look, of course, cat hair because we're in my house.
Right.
But yeah, Peter Cottontail, I won this yarn from a cow that I participated in as well. I won this from participating in the Pigskin Party 2016 by the Downseller Studio host. I won that from that cow. And then this burgundy color was actually, our knit group does a Christmas party every year. And we do Dirty Santa, which is fun, and you got to come.
No, I didn't go this year.
You didn't go this year? Okay, well, this has been like my third or fourth Christmas party now. I've been in the knit group
A
while. I've gone to the Christmas party every year, and so we play Dirty Santa. So
Mom's about to fall out that chair.
Mom about fell out the chair, so sorry about camera movement.
Oh, sorry.
When you play Dirty Santa, everyone draws a number. Number one goes first.
First person opens the present. Second person can either steal that one or get a different present.
Well, I brought home this yarn, a really cool knit. Words not working
You're gonna
today.
have to edit that.
We should probably just put a disclaimer in here that there is no. You may not want to have children around when watching this because there's no guarantee what words are going to come out of my mouth.
And that's without drinking.
Yeah, there has been no alcohol today. A cool knitting t-shirt that says knitters were like the first knitters writing code for the past like 100th century or something. It's really cool. I'll wear it on the podcast one of these days. And I got one of those it's a little crochet hook on a keychain to fix stitches, which is pretty awesome.
Those are cool to have.
So that
I
was.
don't have one of those.
Oh, I love mine.
We'll have to remedy that.
Yeah.
So this was in the pack that I won. So Mom Shaw was actually, I didn't pay for any of the yarn, which was kind
From
of
your
nice.
stash.
Free yarn.
And
it's the best yarn.
this is 3 skeins of yarn out of my stash. So here, we'll just keep tacking on since it's the faux section.
You look like a hobo.
I do look like a hobo, but it's quite enjoyable. And I'm always cold, and we have the fan on, and we'll see how long this lasts. Here.
I'm always hot, so.
There we go. We're getting there. Well, when we're done talking about faux, they may all come off. And then if we look behind us, so you got to kind of see the detail on my sister's shawl. So behind us is my sister's shawl, kind of more, this is my color palette. So we can start here in the middle. This is a teal color. It is October House Fiber Arts. Colorways on my project page. This pretty variegated is Electric Rainbow by Madeline Tosh, which my bestie Rachel sent me when I was having a rough time in life, because, you know, life sucks sometimes. And then this lime green that's hanging out down here and back behind my head is also October House Fiber Arts, and I bought both of those when I went to Dallas 2 years ago. Which next year I will be in Dallas again, because last 2 years, haven't had a job, haven't had funds to go.
Okay. One of them is Meadow, one of your October House, and one is Pacific.
Okay, the teal is Pacific, the lime green is the Meadow. And that's October House Fiber Arts.
Local to Arkansas.
Yes.
Dyed in Arkansas.
Dyed in Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is about a hour and a half hop, jip, and skunk for... Wow, words. Hop. What am I trying to say?
Hop, skip, and a jump.
That's what I was trying
It's
to
like
say.
we have audience participation.
Yes.
This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio Marmy.
So yeah, that is the finished objects that we have to show today, and I am getting a little bit warm, so some of this is going to come off. Striptease on the podcast.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh, we'll leave the Harry Potter one on for now.
Yes.
Gotta represent those Hufflepuffs.
Every day you're huffling.
And I also don't give a huffle bleep. Okay, so that's our faux. So we want to go to, we want to introduce our next section.
Which one's next? That's what we just did. Oh, you're pointing up there.
Up there.
Okay, so this is Wands at the Ready, which is our whips.
Did you know wands are knitting needles?
Yes, that's magic. Stitches are magical. Okay, so she showed her Katie shawl. I'm still working on my Katie shawl.
That looks fantastic.
Let's see if we can get the right side. I do love these colors. I'm in the beginning of section 5. I'm on the second color, section 5.
She's like this close to being done, y'all.
So there's the beginning.
It is so pretty.
There's a lot of white there. That was fun to knit. Not really, just kidding. It's like knitting black. So what I used was, my main color, the white, is just Knit Picks palette in, I'm gonna say Oyster Heather. I feel that's what it feels like to me. Feels
It'll
correct.
Be in the show notes.
Yeah, probably. The mini skeins, the gradient is, it's called Wonderland Yarns, and Cheshire Cat, and the colorway is Heirloom Orchard.
Which I absolutely
So
love.
it's obviously an Alice in Wonderland theme. So yeah, they are so pretty. So pretty.
I mean, just look at them all stacked up right here.
I know. I just love them.
So like it starts in the pattern, it starts with like you doing the gradient in order, and then it kind of mixes it up a little bit.
Yeah. But then you do the gradient in order up here too.
Yeah, it looks
so you still get that.
gorgeous.
These two go really well into each other, and then I think that's the part where it's like bam, color change.
Yeah. But it's an orchard, so
Yeah.
I mean it's
like apples and leaves, and
I love her color choice. And you'll notice with mine, I chose just to do 2 colors. And with the shawl, it's written in the pattern, you can either do 2 colors like I did, or you can do 5 color gradient, or 5 mini skeins. Or
yeah, and that's what I was doing, because I picked that up impulsively, as I do, and didn't know what I was going to knit with it, so
And then the Katie shawl appeared.
it appeared as if by magic.
Yes. Ooh. Okay.
I also have socks, but they're out in my car, so they don't really look a lot good. They're giant men's socks. They're not that interesting to look at.
Okay, so what project bag is your Katie in?
Very
We gotta
interesting.
be real podcasters.
Funny you should ask. Look at my Marauders map bag. Sewn by that one.
Yay! So yeah, if you can't tell, we love Harry Potter just a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the project bag, and yeah. So if maybe your children can't read. If they can, tell them to not look at the TV for a second. So this is also a awesome podcast that I love listening to. So yeah, there's that. This is also a project bag sewn by yours truly. Fabric from that yours truly.
Yes.
So we have matching bags, kind of, on a different scale. I
Yeah.
have a sock size. She has like a blanket size.
Yeah, mine's huge. I have a little one too. I have a sock.
That's right.
I do have a sock
You do
size
have
one.
the sock size one.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm knitting socks. These socks are pretty awesome.
Eye-searingly bright. Like, you can't even tell right now.
Yeah, like the camera doesn't even do it justice.
Like, yeah, I need sunglasses. Especially that orange.
It's
That orange
blowing-
never pulls.
It's blowing out so bad.
Yeah. It is.
It is definitely eye-searing. So I'm doing the Hermione's Everyday sock with a slight flub on the sock, but that's okay. They're for my niece.
Design element.
It's a design element. They're for my niece. She's 11.
She's not going to know.
She's not going to know the difference. So this is sock 2. I do have the first sock done, but keep in mind this is actually sock number 4 because I knit big person socks for my sister. She wears a size like 11 shoe, y'all. So yeah, big person sock. So her and one of her daughters are going to have matching socks. So this is Beanie's first sock that's done. Super cute.
And I have a pair of socks in that.
Yes.
So, with no ends woven in yet.
Ends aren't woven in on this thing either. Actually, didn't.
Well, my toe ends always, because I always do toe up. She does top down.
Yeah.
I do toe up, and my toe ends are always woven in because I carry them up the side.
Smart
So,
thing.
like, if one round, the end is sticking out, and then the next round, it's in, so then it just gets woven in.
Very nice.
And it's also helpful because I'll just leave it sticking out as I knit the whole thing, and then I know where the front is.
That totally
Until I
works.
get the heel, and then I know where the front is with the heel.
So yeah, this is second sock. I probably have about another, I think I measured earlier, I have like another inch and a half or so before I can start the toe. Like Anna said, I'm a cuff down girl. I would much rather Kitchener some stitches than bind off this many stitches.
I prefer toe up.
I'm knitting them with my Addie Sock Rockets. I have other needles that I want to talk about, but they're on another project, so we'll talk about those at another time.
Okay.
I do have a ball band because I'm a good podcaster like that.
Yay.
So this is Premier Yarns Wool Free Sock in
Vegas Lights.
Yes, Vegas Lights. And I believe there's only one commercial store that you can purchase this yarn at.
I have no idea.
And of course, a tape measure has to hang with your socks.
Mm-hmm.
And you might realize this might be another obsession of mine. So
She's a panda freak.
So there's that work in progress. Untangle the yarns and shove them back in the bag. There we go. Alright. Ow, I just stabbed myself with my own pin that's on my bag. Let's not do that again. Alright, we'll toss that over there. So then we have...
This one.
I haven't cast that one on yet.
Yeah, that's just yarn.
That's just yarn. I need this one.
I mean, it's pretty to look at, but
We'll
it's
look
just
at it.
It's just yarn. It's not a project
Well,
yet.
I figured I would touch on it here in a little bit. Because it will be being cast on shortly.
Yes. Another sister.
This is another one of the sister shawls. So we have the My Sister shawl that started the year.
Oh, is that all you have?
Yeah, this is all I have.
Judgy. Judgy over there.
And then, our Katie shawls that Anna's finishing up and mine's finished. And I have started the Jamie shawl. The Jamie shawl actually came out before the Katie shawl did. But I couldn't figure, it's a worsted or DK weight.
DK.
The pattern's written for both.
Oh, yeah, it is written for both.
And I couldn't figure out what yarn I wanted to use. And, I was trying to not buy yarn.
We're really good at that.
Well,
A yarn diet is like our total area of expertise.
So yeah, this is the Jamie shawl, and I am using a Karen cake. I'm trying to work through some of the acrylic stash that I have, because I think if I bring any more yarn into this house, my husband might murder me.
I'm not ready to solo podcast.
So, I decided, and this is a beautiful Karen cake. I've got both of them kind of sitting down in here. The one I haven't ripped the label off, I will try to get out of the bag.
That's a massive bag, too.
Oh, I love this bag. This was one of the first bags I made. So I am, the Karen cakes are 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and this is in the strawberry trifle, maybe? Which I'm not really sure where they get the strawberries from.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my weird face I was just making. I'm like, is that strawberry trifle going bad?
So it has like this dark tan. Okay, so maybe the overhead light's blowing us out just a little bit. Here we go. We'll just get up and close and personal here.
Yeah.
So we have like the dark tan. Like I said, I can't guarantee what comes out of our mouths. And then it has like this awesome like coral color.
Which is not strawberry.
Which is not strawberry.
I've never seen it. I've seen white strawberries. Never seen a coral strawberry.
And then we have like this cream color. So I'm knitting.
They took some liberties with the naming of that color.
Very much so. So I'm knitting the worsted weights version of the shawl, and as Mom said, you only have this much? And I'm like, yes. Because I spent last night talking to my sister on the phone for 3 hours and weaving in ends on my Katie shawl. Weaving in the ends took a little bit.
Yeah, mine are maybe going to be a fringe. Just going to call it a fringe.
So the needles will most likely clank. I'm going to try not to. So we'll fly it in from the side. So I'm not going to give away anything. I'm just going to kind of hold it here and let you look, because it is a paid-for pattern. You will not be disappointed by buying any of their patterns.
They're very well written.
Yes.
Very well written. I really like them a lot.
And I'm liking this. I'm not 100% sold on the texture part, but that's only part of the shawl. We'll wait until I get a little bit further.
Yeah. I'm going to do mine in DK because I have some... Oh, it's Manos.
I love Manos.
I want to say it's silk blend. It's got silk in it.
That'll be pretty.
And it's such a weird color, and I don't know why I bought it, but I have enough of it for the shawl, so it's going to be a weird colored shawl.
There you go. So, and we should kind of mention here, which we'll probably mention again later, but they are having, the Cozy Up with the Stitch and Sisters are having a year-long cal for any of their named shawls. So, like the Katie shawl, the Jamie shawl. They're getting ready to release the Chrissy shawl. They're supposed to be, as soon as they get pictures taken, they're going to release that one. Mm-hmm. And they're still working on designing the Sarah shawl. So it's year long because they're kind of putting the patterns out throughout the year.
And they're amazing.
They are. And then I'm going to reach. Producer put it in my hand for me. Oh, and it's also in a bag that I made a while back when I first got back into sewing. It's just another drawstring sheepy bag.
I love it.
And then of course I have a Marauders mat bag. And last time I was at Joann's, they had more of this fabric. Ooh. And I kind of want to buy one and make a dress out of it.
Right. Oh, that would be a good dress.
So, I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about this with stash enhancements, because it's kind of more fitting there.
I think so.
But I think that you're just working on socks that are out in the car.
Yeah, they're out in the car. I'm not getting up to go get them. They're
man socks.
They're the Premier Wool free too, and they're man socks.
So that kind of does take us into the stash enhancement portion of our segment, which we better like to call
the one I can't remember.
That one.
Oh, our trips to Diagon Alley.
Yes.
So you go first since you have yours ready.
Okay, so this is also a future knit. I have the pattern printed and I saved on ink, so I printed it in black and white. I will soon be casting on the Exploration Station by Stephen West. Our Amanda has already cast it on, And she's probably binding it off
As we speak.
Probably as we're podcasting right now. So I'm just going to set this yarn here as I keep...
Oh, it's so pretty.
We're just going to bask in the gloriness for a moment. And then I'll tell you who it's by and why it's so glorious.
Can you get it? It's like a tower.
Here, maybe if we do 2 by 2, then we
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it
The
falling.
leaning tower of yarn.
Okay, so we're just going to do this. And I was smart podcaster in prep. So there's this semi-local, kind of local. He's only a state over. Oklahoma, yeah. Yarn dyer that I have absolutely fallen in love with.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, that
He
made
has the best colors, as you can see here.
Very-
Now, this one is typically not his color, in his
Yeah.
realm of colors.
Yeah, that is very neutral for him.
Very neutral. And so, in this stack here, he does his labels, like, super awesome.
I
and
love his labels.
they're laminated. And so, when Marmy and I were winding everything up, the ties that were used, I kept one and tied it to the yarn label. So I can always, I want to make a knitting journal book.
I've been wanting to do that.
Because
too.
I like using Ravelry, but I'm also a very textile person. And so I'm going to also make a knitting journal.
Yes. I think that's a lot more. I don't
That's
know.
my speed.
It's nice to look, to feel it, because then you can
Yeah,
just...
feel, see. And so for each one of the labels, because he ties it onto the skein, so one of the ties on the yarn that we snipped to wind it up, I just tie it back on the label, and I can hang on to it. So...
And you know what colorway it is.
Yeah, which is a genius. I do.
So Anna picked up this one, so we'll start with this one. This is from his collection Inspiration, and the colorway is Cliché, which kind of makes sense. At least to me it does. It's a 8515 superwash merino nylon. It's on his Countess base, which is his fingering, and it's 430 yards. And it's being that it's an 8515, it's so soft, y'all.
It is very soft. I feel like even by itself it would knit up into something beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
This would be good for powder snow.
It would. I've knit the powdered snow. You can go look at it on my Ravelry. It's probably the only one I will ever knit. It is beautiful,
Pain in the butt.
but my God, was a pain in the ass to knit.
Is it in fingering?
It is.
I should have bought some today then.
Yeah, because I bought it. Well, when I went to Dallas 2 years ago, there was a couple of us from my knit group. We all kind of road trip down to Dallas and stayed with a friend of a friend there. And we all bought Mad Tosh the first night, the Friday night, and we all cast on that night. So, there's
Okay.
that one. So, we are on to that one now. And this is one that I'm not 100% sure what the colorway is because I can't read it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about these labels is his handwriting is not always easy to decipher. He should have been a doctor too.
Yes.
It is on Countess. It is 8515. It's a DFW lot. That's what the dye lot is, DFW. From Paris with Love is the collection, so I'm going to guess that says Parisian.
Yeah, I've been...
I don't know what the next word is. It looks like Jordan, but Jardin.
Yeah, I have been staring at that label for a little while trying to figure it out. But, yeah, this...
Parisian something with a J.
And it's gorgeous because it has, like, this mint green color.
I know.
And it has, like, this rusty color in
I
here.
love the mint.
And then there's pops of pink and yellow. He does so many different layers to his dye. It is...
It's just color, 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 color.
Yes. And, you know, honestly, I don't even know if that's his handwriting because there's like three...
Yeah, some of them are different. But I think this one is his because there's one of mine that I got a while back. I couldn't read either, I guess. I was like,
So getting ready for DFW, I think they went to DFW. It was like his first like time being there, and I think it was like his first like big show. So they went with like 300 skeins of yarn, which I know doesn't seem huge to a lot of the vendors there. But for a first-time vendor, that's
for somebody indie, that's got to be huge.
And I mean, he's just starting out because I just heard about Leon Alexander yarn. I don't even think it was a year ago. So, like,
yeah, I don't think it's been.
So he's fair.
It's been within the last year.
Yeah. So there's that one.
And we are lucky that we get a little local access.
So the other cool thing about, here, I'll hold up his card here. Leon Alexander Yarns. He is out of Oklahoma, but one of our local yarn stores, the only one in Conway called the Twisted Pearl, is the only yarn store in Arkansas that is going to carry Leon Alexander yarns. So he's an exclusive to that store. And he has colors exclusively to the store. You can buy him online and at stores in other states. But he kind of wants to be more on like the exclusive things. So he's only going into like one yarn store in each state, which I think is kind of cool.
It is really cool. I think that's nice to be that store.
Yes, because it's like a 40-minute drive from our house, and y'all, Arkansas,
it's worth it.
40-minute drive is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's like everything.
I commute an hour. My commute to work daily takes an hour to 2 hours, depending on the day.
Yeah, I mean, and it's probably about 40 minutes to get to Little Rock, too.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's Arkansas. So, yeah, be sure to look up Leon Alexander.
I'm looking at his collection, so I can guesstimate what.
Okay.
So she'll keep talking.
I'll talk about the next one.
Oh, Paris. I imagine that's supposed to be pronounced much fancier. Jardine, maybe? Jardin. So that is an A. Jardin. I'm not French. I'm from Arkansas. So whatever.
Okay. So next one will be this one.
Is that this?
So, yeah, it's that one. So this is In His Eyes. That's the colorway. It's, excuse me, totally burping up a little bit of lunch there. That's kind of not cool. It's his collection, Take Me to Bollywood. The die lot is his DFW. It, of course, is also his 8515, his Countess fingering weight. So it's also 430 yards.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Here, you want to read that one, and I'll hold this one up.
Okay, this one is Bonjour, Madame. That's my accent.
Look at
and it is the From Paris with Love collection, if you couldn't guess from the name. Countess fingering, 8515, 430 yards. Beautiful, gorgeous, love it.
Those depths of colors. And so we're trying different lighting each podcast until we kind of get it right. So I know this is kind of blowing out a little bit. I'll post better pictures on my Instagram, LittlePanda518, if you want to go find me there. We'll also have Stitching You is also set up. It's Stitching, STITCHINGUEWE. So Stitching You. You can find us on Instagram, and we will post some pictures there as well. So these 4 fabulous colors are going to become my exploration station.
Oh, it's going to be like, that is like the perfect Stephen West to me, because I just, speckles, color.
And you know, I don't like color, so
it's so hard for you to really express yourself colorfully.
Yes, very much so. So, alright, we're going to toss these back in here because we don't have a whole lot of room left on the table.
Yeah, we're kind of running out of room here.
We'll kind of tidy up just a little bit while we sit and talk because she
still has more shopping that she has done.
Well, you still have some shopping to share too.
Yeah, well, I have 2 things.
Well, you share yours and then we'll finish sharing mine.
Okay.
Because I need another drink anyway.
Okay, so today, April 21st.
Oh yeah, we didn't tell them the date at the beginning.
Is Local Yarn Store Day. National Local Yarn Store Day. So we went to Conway, a 40-minute drive to the local-ish yarn store.
It's local to us.
Local to us. They had listen, I had a plan. I'm on a yarn diet. I was not going to buy anything. And then my husband handed me $40 and, you know, because they had $1, $5, $10 sale tables. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy a few things. Listen, things went wrong. Things went real bad.
Things went real wrong.
Real bad. Real wrong. So I didn't buy anything that was on sale. But look at that.
That is so gorgeous. Okay, so story behind this as well. So Mom and I hadn't even made it into the store yet.
And I'm already in there buying full price things.
And she had already gone into the store because we were still shopping the sidewalk sale. And so she goes in, and then she comes back out and starts talking to us, and she's like, I found the best thing, and I'm buying it, and I'm not showing it to you because you're going to be jealous.
She loves the rainbows.
And so I walk in the store.
And it was the only one they had that was rainbow.
Yes.
I mean, the other ones were pretty, but this one was just like...
This one was rainbow, y'all.
Yes.
And
it came from, I'm assuming she brought it back from DFW.
yes.
Canon hand dyes, Molto Bene, Charles Merino fingering, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 130 yards for each color. The only thing I don't like is that it doesn't have a yellow. It has 2 shades of blue.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like.
It's still gorgeous, though.
So, of course, since it's a mini skein set, I mean, I need something to go with it. So, and it's a rainbow. So I got my blue sky.
Perfect pairing.
I think so. It's so pretty. And this is the Alpaca Yarn Company. And this is...
It just looks so soft.
The color is hydrangea. I don't see... Pacapeds. That's what it is. It's Pacapeds because it's their sock yarn. 20% superfine alpaca, 65% superwash wool, 15% nylon. 440 yards. Colorway hydrangea. It is very soft. And it's like, it's not even showing up so good, but it is like a perfect blue sky with clouds.
I don't know why. To me, it kind of looks purple on screen, which is strange because purple never comes up on video.
Yeah, and this is not purple at all.
It's definitely like sky blue.
It is perfect. And it is destined to become an on the spice market. I decided. Because that was one of the suggested patterns on the end of the Canon hand dyes.
Well, and the Cozy Up with the Stitch and Sisters have knit that shawl, too.
And we have to be like them.
Yes.
Even though we're not sisters.
You're a sister from another mister.
There you go.
Okay, so, I might have had a slight problem these last couple weeks. So, I think I may... Okay, so the yarn that I showed you for the Stephen West shawl, I may have bought last weekend. And, because I go to Conway every other weekend, and where I go happens to be a block from the yarn store, and I have to drive by the yarn store to get where I have to be.
And those fumes come out strong, I'm telling you. Those yarn fumes.
I think the computer in my car just automatically knows to turn in.
Takes you in there. Well, you're in a roundabout. And it's just like you're angling out of that roundabout into that parking lot.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. It's your tires.
So, today, National Yarn Store Day.
Oh, did we celebrate?
We should touch National Yarn Store Day was brought about by TNNA.
Yes.
TNNA, for you guys that don't know, is like the big Mecca Fiber Festival for like the industry. So like your yarn stores.
The National Needle Arts Association.
So your local yarn stores, your companies, it's kind of where they get together on a business level and kind of communicate, and like local yarn stores can meet with companies about carrying their items in their store and whatnot. So yeah. So there you go. You learned a little bit today. Okay, so we're not going to mention how big this bag is over here, but I'm having a hard time reaching into it. So, we'll start with this since it came out of the bag first.
Oh,
so
I didn't even feel on it.
It's 100% wool. It's Queensland. It's pure Australian superwash wool.
It's very soft for 100% wool.
It is very soft.
Like really and truly.
And yes, this is black. Yes, I know I'm probably going to hate myself knitting with it, but that's okay because look at these colors.
Hufflepuff. Yeah, I just messed up your skein.
That's okay. It'll get wound up anyway. So this is Queensland collection, and it happened to be 50% off. So
and I mean,
and these colors.
She couldn't afford not to get it.
How could I not? And this is destined to be a cowl design that is up here.
In the old noggin.
That will appear in this. at some point. So our producer is helping me get stuff out of the bag since I can't really reach into the bag.
It's a noisy bag, too.
And while we're talking about Hufflepuff, so
I wanted to buy that so bad.
So our friend Amanda and Jen went to Twisted Pearl yesterday because they thought that the sidewalk sale started yesterday. Jen couldn't go today because of reasons. So Amanda has gone 2 days in a row.
Gosh, she suffers.
Yes.
She suffers
She
so.
has such a rough life.
Hardest life in the world.
And she saw this yarn yesterday, so when she got there today, you know, we had kind of shopped around and we were sitting down knitting before because we got there a little bit before she did. And so when she got there, she was kind of shopping around. She's like, oh, I have to show you this. I saw this yarn yesterday, and I just have to show it to you. Y'all, how could I not buy this?
I know.
This is Frolicking Feet.
I love Frolicking Feet.
I do too. I have knit. Okay, so true story. The first ever like natural fiber yarn bought from a yarn store was Frolicking Feet.
Feet. You just said
Yeah.
that's so weird.
Words are not working.
So
very
professional.
well. That's okay. So I don't know the colorway. I'll look it up online so I can add it to my RAV page. The tag came off this one at the store. But how could you not?
They have amazing colors too.
How could you not? Like, and I am working on, I'm doing a Cal's 18 in 2018 with the Book a Stitcher podcast. And one of my 18 goals was to knit Hufflepuff inspired socks.
That is.
So
That's destiny.
This
right
is
there.
destined to be socks.
And that's been there for a while, and it's the only one I've seen there. I've seen it the last several times I've been in there.
See, I must
sitting
just
there.
not look down in that basket.
Yeah, because it's down in the basket. It's not skeined up. It's down in the basket, and I've seen it several times, and I thought, that's really pretty. I kind of want to get that.
I haven't seen it.
It
So
was
I'm
meant to be with you.
Well, it could be because I walk into Twisted Pearl and I immediately walk to the table that has Leon Alexander.
Oh.
That's probably...
How can you not?
Yeah, that's probably why I had not seen this. So, of course, this had to come home. And then, of course, you know, I love socks. And you can never have too much sock yarn. Nor can you have too much sock yarn that you get it on sale. And have we mentioned I have baby feet?
You have the tiniest feet. The only other person I know that is a grown adult with feet that tiny is my mother, who buys shoes in the kids section.
I can buy shoes in the kids section, too.
I don't know where I got my giant feet from.
So, I saw this, and I mean, if this isn't my colors, I don't know what is. And so this decided that it needed to come home with me.
I think I'm gonna kick myself that I didn't buy a skein of that.
Well, here's the deal. So, it's 420 meters for 100 grams, and I asked Google, and so that's close to like 500 yards. So I knit shorty socks anyway, so I can give you what I have left over after shorty socks, and you might be able to get shorty socks.
I bet you I can.
Because surely we can get 2 pairs of socks at almost 500 yards. So, of course, this had to come home.
Even with my big feet, and I do taller socks, I still feel like I have like half a skein of yarn left.
And I'm just going to save, I'm going to save myself, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce this because I'm pretty sure it's German wool. I know it's on light, but I'm not...
Super sock!
Yeah, I'm not...
Bamboos color. I'm going to guess that that's bamboo.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's 50% wool, 25% viscose, 25% polyamide.
Yes, I mean, there's no bamboo in it, so I'm not really sure where that part comes from, but...
I thought viscose came from bamboo.
It's maybe...
I'm just making that up.
I
I just pulled that out of my ass. I don't know.
Here, let's... So here's my fun thing that I love to do. What is viscose?
A viscous orange-brown solution obtained by treating cellulose with sodium hydroxide and carbon disulfide, used as the basis.
Okay, so that's maybe not very loud, so you probably didn't hear that. So it's a viscose is an orange-brown solution obtained by treating cellulose with sodium hydroxide and carbon disulfide, used as the basis of manufacturing rayon fiber and transparent cellulose film. rayon fabric or fiber made from this. So viscose is rayon.
By the way, that's called Team Spirit.
Team Spirit.
Yay for research.
Team Spirit, yay, Hufflepuff!
What would we do without Ravelry?
Yeah. Ravelry's pretty awesome. So yeah, there's German yarn that's going to be socks. I have a lot more yarn sitting over there, but it's not for me, so I will let my friend show it off on her podcast because she was sick and I tried FaceTiming her and she didn't answer, and so I called her and she sounds very sick. You know who you are, and I am thinking about you up here. And
We all are thinking of her.
And I will deliver your yarn to your house later this week. Okay, so yeah. Dollars. Sidewalk sale, they had $1, $5, and $10. So, I don't knit with double points very often. Nor do I knit with wood. But these are pretty. And
They were only $1.
Dollar wood. You're gonna edit that out, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm leaving that one in.
They're so pretty. Let's get back on track. Pretty needles. Look how pretty.
Rainbow.
So, it is the Knit Picks rosewood needles. I, on occasion, use knitting needles. I, on occasion, never use wood knitting needles. But they're pretty, and they wanted to come home in my collection. So, I got US 1s, US 2s, US 0s, and then I got 8s and 10s. I got one of every size they had in the dollar bin. But, I mean, how can you pass...
10.75.
Oh, yeah.
Weird. I don't even think I've heard of that size.
So, who can pass up a set of double points at $1 a piece?
Right. I mean, if nothing else, they're very pretty to look at.
They are very pretty.
I think it's what their Caspian needles is what they're called on their website.
Yeah, probably. That sounds familiar. But yeah, they're incredibly, incredibly pretty. And I'm also a crocheter, but so far you can't tell that. But I am a pencil holder with my crochet, because you know some people hold their crochet hooks like a knife and kind of go that way. I hold mine like a pencil, like Anna is demonstrating here, with the awesome Apple pencil. I love that thing so much.
I should probably quit playing with it. It's probably expensive.
It is.
I'm over here just like, okay.
So, okay, there's also a husband home.
And he just yelled.
So I apologize for any background noise. So I got one of these cool hooks because Cindy, who owns Twisted Pearl in Conway, has been crocheting, and I saw her with one of these, and I'm like, I need to try this because pencil, crochet, I hurt my wrist, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting carpal tunnel in both wrists. I sleep in braces because my wrist hurt all the time. So I got this really cool looking ergonomic crochet hook.
That is really cool.
And I have decided what I'm doing for the nieces and nephews for Christmas, but I am not talking about it on here because I have a feeling I have a niece or two that will be watching this podcast.
See, that would make me, because normally I do hold, if I crochet, I hold.
Yeah, you're a knifer.
But this feels like super comfortable.
And like she was crocheting at the table when we were there, and I of course asked to hold her crochet hook like a crazy person.
I think she's probably used to it.
And so I picked it up, and so I got the size that I use a lot of, and this is the size I need to work on Christmas presents for. And it's April, and I have 5 of these massive Christmas presents to make, so I figured I probably need to get started sooner than later.
Maybe.
So I'm going to try my awesome new crochet hook. Yay! I think that is all of my current enabling.
Yeah.
So I think that finishes... Nope, just kidding. What I've kind of been playing with and has kind of been in frame the entire time.
Amazing sock blockers.
So Anna here won a pair of these.
I never won anything. That was the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm including getting married in that. Winning an Instagram drawing.
So,
way more exciting.
Anna won a pair. They're Knitting Left. They're from Knitting Left on Instagram and Etsy.
Yes.
Which she'll bring hers another time. She just forgot to get them today. So I of course have the small set because
Baby feet.
Baby feet.
And I have the large set.
And so I have seahorses, and there's definitely a story behind these.
But she does customize.
Yes.
They're customizable. And they're a steal.
Yeah, the price that I paid for these, like, I'm honestly going to go back and buy another
For being
pair.
wood, for being the quality that they are, and for
they
her
smell so
customizing them, they are absolutely a steal. Because I want to pair with cats on them.
That would be adorable.
Because I am a cat lady. I am super cat lady.
And they smell so good, y'all.
I don't think I've sniffed mine. Oh, they do smell good.
Yeah. So,
This is the weirdest
seahorses...
podcast ever.
Sniffing wood. So, I'm a panda fanatic. I have a panda tattoo. Love everything to do with pandas. But seahorses have also become another important symbol in my life. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put pictures in this because I'm trying new editing software. So we'll just go the awkwardness here. Well,
If you
Just
stood up,
break your arm.
yeah,
and
break my arm. Here we go. So you can kind of see here, seahorses. You probably can't read this, or I'm really blind and can't read my own screen. But it says, I keep us wild, you keep us safe. And so there's a seahorse on my arm. This purple one is for my sister. The teal one, of course, is for me. Yes, teal is my favorite color, but it is also my birthstone. And then the purple amethyst is my sister's birthstone.
And mine.
My elbow. So that is my artwork for our tattoo. Mom didn't know what she was getting herself into when I texted her and said, hey, Mom, I need you to write these words on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and send it to me. She didn't know about the tattoo at all. So the writing is in our mom's handwriting, and if you didn't know, seahorses bond for life. And so it's kind of perfect for a sister tattoo. And so I sent Knitting Left a picture. I'm like, hey, can you make these? Y'all, she used the picture of our tattoo. Maybe if I take the back one out, you can read it better. Or is that backwards? Is that
No.
backwards to them? It's what my tattoo says. It says, I keep us wild, you keep us safe. Which I think might be backwards to them. Maybe if I turn it back.
Oh, Lord.
There we go. It is backwards to them. Okay, so yeah. There's that.
Totally professional. You can tell. We do this all the time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's the first one of podcast 2.0. And then, of course, she did seahorses down the bottom to
And
give.
I like her little heart
And
thing.
she does hearts on, I think, all of them.
All of them, yeah,
for
because
the
mine
heel.
has a heel. Or a heel. My sock blocker has a heel, y'all.
So she did seahorses as cut out, so of course she can block the sock and it'll dry. So I will be ordering another pair of these from Knitting Left.
Absolutely.
Um,
Because I want to get an extra large pair for Chris's socks. And
man feet socks need big
Man
socks.
feet socks. And he's a Ninja Turtle fanatic.
You should totally get
So
turtles
I want to
on
get
it.
Ninja Turtles on it. If she can do Ninja Turtles, I bet she can. She can do
I
anything.
bet she can do anything.
I mean, y'all have to go on Instagram and look at what you'd be
And
blown
she's-
away by what she does.
She's forever doing giveaways on Instagram,
yeah,
too.
all the time. All the time.
So I think I need to get a large pair for sister socks. And I think I'm going to get dragonflies on hers. Because, like, how I'm panda everything, she's dragonfly everything. And she just got a dragonfly tattoo on her arm for her kiddos.
Aww.
So I think I want to get one that has dragonflies. Because it's going to only be pretty much her socks on those blockers.
Yeah.
So set those over there. So now I think that is done. So I think we have finished our trip through Diagon Alley. This kind of brings us to Owl Mail.
Owl mail.
Owl Mail.
Oh, I should have brought Hedwig over here.
Oh, you should have.
I have a Hedwig makeup bag. It is adorable.
I think it's about to be delivered to us.
I think the producer is going to produce Hedwig for us.
Yes. So Owl Time or Owl Mail is kind of the part of our pod.
I wish we were recording that.
So Hedwig.
Flying into the screen. Woo. Hurr. I don't know what noise owls make.
Woo.
That was weird.
Woo.
Please edit that out.
I don't know how much editing is happening on this podcast.
That's probably way more interesting if you don't.
So this is the part of the podcast we're going to put up a thread in the forum. So if you guys have any questions for us, feel free to go to that forum and there's really nothing for me. I mean, there's really nothing off limits.
The obvious question of, are you too drunk right now? You would think the answer would be yes, but I promise you it's no.
Yeah.
This time.
I
I make no promises for future podcasts.
Yeah.
We plan on it later tonight.
Yes. Alcohol will be consumed later, but has not been consumed today. So since this was the first podcast, I figured we could kind of talk about how we started knitting, crocheting, kind of how we came about. Kind of start from there. So do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay, so, well, I started out with crocheting. Gosh, how old was I? I was probably 19, 20 years old. Picked it up, didn't do much with it, like, didn't get obsessed with it or anything, put it back down. And then a few years later, I met my husband, and we moved in together, and I don't know what made me pick it up again, but I started picking it up again, and then I became unemployed. I got fired.
I know that feeling oh too well.
God, shit canned. Anyways, so I decided, I'd tried before to learn how to knit. Never could get it. Thought it was like the most evil thing in the world. Couldn't figure it out. So I finally sat down with some YouTube videos. That's right there with Ravelry. What would we do without YouTube?
Yeah.
And finally it was, I remember, I can't find them now, but they were called Teen Knit Cafe. And I was, so it's me watching a bunch of teenagers learn how to knit. And I'm like, oh, well, it stuck though. And then I hardly ever crochet now. I'll knit all the time. Every day.
So how I came to crafting, I don't know, I think I was probably 7 or so. And Mom taught me how to crochet. I'm pretty sure she tried to teach me how to knit at that time too. Knitting really never stuck because I'd get really pissed off if I drop a stitch and I'd just hand it back to, hey Mom, fix it. And then I just got really pissed off at it. So I stuck with crocheting because I could fix my own mistakes. So I crocheted, for a while. That's kind of the time we got to spend with Mom. Mom, who our producer, has been disabled since I was 6?
97.
97, so however many years ago that was. And so that's kind of how we got to spend time with Mom, is through crafting. And so I crocheted on and off there for a while. I hit teenage years and I kind of hit more of like, I was that total nerd. I did school everything. I started playing in the orchestra in middle school.
I was in band. That was my only like nerdy thing.
I did violin and cello, so of course that took up a lot of time outside of homework. And in high school, I kind of picked crocheting up here and there. My sister started having kids, so I started crocheting baby blankets again. And then college, I crocheted on and off a little bit. And then knitting. One of my friends wanted one of those stupid ruffle sachet scarves.
Oh, God. And I think everybody bought that yarn, too. I bought that yarn.
I literally just gave my sister 12 skeins of it when she was at my house last weekend. Because when it got like super popular, I bought it everywhere because it was always on sale.
Yeah.
And everyone and their mother wanted one of those stupid scarves. And
they weren't even that cute. Like, looking back, they're not that cute.
Yeah, they're not that cute.
Kind of ugly.
But I got back into knitting by knitting those. Because, it's you knit 4 stitches and you turn it and you knit 4 stitches. Well, lo and behold, I retaught myself how to, because I knew how to knit. I just hadn't done it in a long time. I retaught myself to knit. However, I retaught myself how to knit left-handed. So I was knitting left-handed, knitting all these things up. I knit this beautiful cabled scarf for a friend. Knit the entire thing left-handed. Didn't know I was knitting left-handed. It just felt natural. So I volunteered for our animal shelter because it's a block away. And then there for a while, I had this really good health streak where I was doing really good. I joined this women run clinic, and I ran into one of the ladies again from the knit group, and she also had volunteered at the animal shelter, and she invited me to join the knit group, and that's kind of how I kind of got back in. And I'd gone to knit group, and everyone was knitting socks. Everyone was knitting on socks, and I'm like, I want to knit socks so bad, but I was super scared to knit them. Well, that's when we learned that I would retaught myself to knit left-handed, so no one in the knitting group could help me fix my mistakes because I was left-handed and they were all right-handed. Well, I have then since switched back to knitting right-handed. And I think I hit obsession level knitting about 3-4 years ago. And there has been yarn in my hand about every day for the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So I had the podcast. I really enjoyed doing the podcast, and then life hit me and life got stupid and I got fired from a job, was unemployed for 8 months because job economy really tanked and sucked in Arkansas at that point. During that time, I streamed on Twitch TV for a little bit.
I don't understand Twitch. I think I'm too old to understand these things.
Twitch.tv is
I get confused.
is live streaming. It's really cool. But I was having some trouble with some people on there, and I had enough issues going on in life, so I, of course, quit streaming. I became re-employed. And
Nice to join the land of the employed.
yes. And then on my birthday in December, my birthday's the beginning of December, the week of my birthday, I learned that December 31st of 2017, I was thus jobless again because I was getting laid off. So I joined the land of unemployment again.
I like to call it fun employment.
So, I've done a lot of knitting, a lot of crocheting. I definitely knit more than I crochet now.
I very rarely ever crochet anything, so.
I think it's more of the wheelhouse of the end product that I want. Knitting just seems a little bit more well-suited for.
Yeah, I definitely like the final product of knitting. I mean, there's some things that crochet does work better for. I mean, I usually like crochet blankets better.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because they're a lot faster to make, too.
Very much so.
I'm not going to want to wear a crochet sweater.
I don't think I will either. It'd be a little bit too heavy, even though I am cold all the time. But just the fabric of it is really thick. And that kind of brings to mind where I've only showed you guys a couple projects that I've been working on because it's what I've touched this last week. Anna's getting tired over here listening to me talk.
Boring. Let's get back to drinking. No, I'm just kidding.
So I typically always have socks, shawl, sweater, hat. What else am I missing?
Cowl.
No, because I kind of bring that into the shawl. So sock, shawl, sweater, hat. I thought there was typically 5, but it may be just 4. I try to keep at least one thing in each one of those categories on the needle at all times.
Oh, you don't get bored.
Well, that way I don't get bored. I can switch in between things when I want to. There are certain projects that I
think it's more productive that way, too.
Very much so.
You're knitting a little bit on each thing.
Well, and
They'll get done faster.
It brings you guys, the viewers, a little bit of a variety on the podcast. And, I even kept up with that when I took my super long hiatus from podcasting. But, socks I can knit in the car. I can knit when we're standing in line to check out or at a restaurant or at work. But then there's, the sweater that I'm working on that I didn't... I'll show when I actually put some actual work on it because I haven't touched it in a little while. There's no way that I can knit that cardigan anywhere but my house.
Yeah.
So, I like keeping one of each thing on just to kind of give me a variety of things to work on and to give you guys a little bit of a variety. So I'll, probably keep up with that. So there's that. That's kind of how we got to knitting, crochet. If you, like I said earlier, if there's any questions, post them in the Mail thread that will be in the Ravelry group.
Just way over
Anna's
here. Slowly making my way out of the video. Just making my escape.
You probably want to see our faces. So Ravelry group, it's the Stitching You and More podcast. It's Stitching You, and the U is EWE on Instagram. And I'll give you access to that. We'll talk about that later.
Yay!
So I don't know. I kind of think that wraps up. No, that does not wrap up everything.
We forgot something very important.
We forgot to go to the library.
Everybody has to go to the library. That's where you learn everything.
Ron and Harry may not have gone very often, but Hermione probably spent most of her life in the library.
Yes. So that being said, I have it pulled up if you want me to.
Yeah, you go ahead and start, and I'll work on.
We have a book to review, And I will try to get this to show up. It's an ebook, right?
Yes.
So let's see if we can get it. It is called Tickled Pink. Isn't that cute? That is precious.
It is by Cece and Dammy Almond of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast.
Which that will not focus enough for you to actually read that. 2 designers, 4 indie dyers, 8 pink-tastic patterns. So
we do have this book review, and also the cool thing is we have an ebook to give away to y'all.
woo!
Which is pretty exciting for this being the first episode. So I do want to start this off a little bit by, I might be a little bit biased because I test knit all the patterns in the first book they released. This is the 3rd book that Cece has released, and her daughter Dammy had started writing patterns in 2016. So Dammy has been in the has patterns in their last 2 books. Their first 2 books were coffee themed, and so now this one is pink themed, hence Tickled Pink.
And it is precious.
Very much so.
I love it.
We have not talked about our feelings of these patterns off camera. We wanted to save it until we were on camera with y'all.
Yes.
So the first pattern in the book is the Easy Peasy 6-color gradient socks. Here we go. So we will show you a picture here. So nice and pink, just super cute.
Yes. They are very pretty.
It's a very nice, it's kind of just a plain vanilla sock with your gradient. It's not a self-striping yarn they use.
No, they call for mini skeins.
Yeah, so it's a mini skein sock, so...
I mean, I suppose you could buy a gradient. Like Knit Picks makes that stroll gradient.
Yeah,
I guess you could do that too.
The pattern for it calls for so many rows of this color going into so many of that. So it's a really nice pattern for people just starting knitting socks.
And they do have, I've noticed with all their sock patterns, that are written toe up and top down.
They are also written and charted, which is pretty awesome. I really like that. And that one is designed by Dammy. The next pattern in the book is the I Believe in Pink hats, which
It's really not showing up well.
no, not super well, but the book is about to be released. My legs are falling asleep, so don't mind me rearranging here. Have we mentioned short person, tall chairs, legs fall asleep? So the I Believe in Pink hat, it is also written.
It's by Cece.
It is by Cece. I know for sure it is... Oh, I need to scroll to the right page. There we go. It is charted. I don't believe it is written out. I think everything...
And it does have the option, because it says I Believe in Pink on the hat. You can either do it, stack them, where half of it's on top, like I Believe, and then in pink, or you can do it
all the way around, depending on how you want your hat done.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool that they offer, because that's basically 2 patterns in one that you're getting.
I mean, really.
Then the next one, which I have a feeling these socks will be cast on
They're
very shortly.
gorgeous. They're not showing up good at all. Diamonds in the Mine. They are so pretty.
They are incredibly pretty.
Do they have puffs on them?
No,
It's lace.
It's lace.
Oh.
But they are very gorgeous. And every pattern has a little description that they start out. And this one starts out, diamonds don't shine. Unlike what the popular song says, they reflect. Which I think is really cool.
Yes.
I love these socks. Once again, they are written... It's a chart. They're written out. They're toe up. They're cuff down. So any way you knit socks, you can do it. You can do it using their patterns.
The next one, I'm definitely going to knit for sure.
I'm scrolling there.
Scroll away.
Is this?
Bashful Striped Shawl.
Yes.
It is so pretty. Let's see. There's the picture of the whole thing that is obviously not showing up very well. Kind of asymmetrical.
It's so pretty.
It is
y'all.
very pretty.
And in the book, Dammy or Cece are modeling all of their patterns.
Yes.
which is awesome.
And that one is by Cece.
Yeah, I love asymmetrical. I mean, if you guys can't tell. I also really like this shape too. This is the first shape of shawl I did that.
Yeah,
I love
like
that one
too. Tapered at the ends.
Yes.
I always think that's a really cool look. It's easy to wear, I think.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a beautiful shawl. The next socks we have are Thistles in Bloom, which is also done by CC Almond. This Thistle in Bloom sock, there we go. We can kind of hold it there at an angle and you can get a pretty good look at it there. Inspiration is from when they lived in Scotland, because they lived in Scotland for 4 years while Cece's husband was working on his PhD in theology. So, and I like each part of the pattern, they have like where their inspiration came from. And I love it because they have the difficulty ratings of the pattern. Here, I don't want to show the chart.
Yeah.
Their difficulty levels are done in pink hearts, which is
not
not showing up.
There's a thing at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
you
go.
can see them down there. Those 3 hearts, that's the most difficult one.
So that's their difficulty level. But they're gorgeous socks. And I have test knit for CC before, and I have knit quite a few of her socks. And they're so pretty. Here's another kind of close-up view of the sock. So you kind of get a little bit more of the thistle pattern going on there, which I really love.
And then the next one, the cowl that goes, I think it's like a companion to it.
Yeah, the Alba cowl is another inspiration from Scotland, because Alba is the Scottish Gaelic word for Scotland, and that cowl was designed by Dammy.
It is so pretty.
It is very pretty. Once again, charted, written out. Like, that's what I really love, that they take the time to not only write the pattern, but to
I
also
like it when
chart
you have both options.
Because for me, I cannot knit from a chart. Like, I don't know. I'm a very creative person. I can see it. I can do it. But for some reason, something in a knitted chart just
Throws you off.
It hasn't clicked with me yet. So I love that it's written, because then I can still knit the pattern.
It depends on the chart. 'Cause sometimes I do better with a chart, and sometimes I do better with written instructions.
And I just have to show this, because I just love their pictures together. Like, mom-daughter pictures, I absolutely love. So
They're precious.
They have their pictures kind of sparse throughout the book. And then this next sock, I'm going to have to knit too.
It is super gorgeous.
Like, I honestly, this might be my favorite pattern in the book.
Yeah, I would say it's probably mine if I could get it to. It's got cables.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I found pearls in the seaweed
seaweed
socks. This pair of socks is also designed by CC Almond. And they're so pretty, guys. She paired 2 cables. One's representative of the seaweed, and the other is representative of the lots of pearls stacked on top of each other. And if I have to be honest, I think this is my favorite pattern out of the entire book.
It's for me. It's between that and the bashful stripe shawl.
The bashful stripes. Oh, I love it. But yeah, once again, toe up, cuff down, written, charted. Any way you need a pattern, it is here.
Is there, yeah.
So here's, let me blow it up on my phone a little bit.
I hear a kitty cat eating.
There's a kitty cat that thinks it's dinner time because, they think they're going to starve to death.
Well, of course, it's a fat one.
So here you really get the detail.
And those cables are so pretty. I love the pearl ones.
Yeah, it's so pretty. I have a feeling these will be cast on very shortly.
Very shortly indeed.
And because Anna loves the bashful shawl, this is another picture that
And it's so cute.
it's so cute. Like,
Aww.
they're the best, like, mommy-daughter couple. I love how not only are we getting knitting patterns in the book, we're getting a little bit of we're getting a little bit of Cece and Dammy and their relationship,
Yes.
and how their relationship has kind of grown through knitting, because now, Dammy's going off to college this fall because she took a gap year between high school and college because they moved across the world.
Yeah, it's a good reason.
Yeah, good reason
Acceptable.
too. And Dami's gotten more into knitting, and now she's designing, and she's working on the design business with her mom, and I love the relationship. Their podcast comes out once a week, and that's like the first podcast that Mom and I watch. Like, that's the first podcast I got Mom to watch with me, and we watch it on a weekly basis.
Mother and daughter watching a mother and daughter podcast.
Yes.
Aww.
And I also really love this next wrap.
The Sea and Sky wrap.
It's the Sea and Sky wrap, and this is a design by Dami. And y'all, look at this. Like, Dami is, 18, 19?
Somewhere in there.
I mean, she would have been she was homeschooled, but I still think that she graduated on time. So I think she's right around 18 or 19. I don't remember exactly which. But look at that pattern. It's so pretty.
It is. I love the waves.
Yes.
I love
I
that.
think this...
I love that there's the chevron-y waves, and then there's the little waves in the waves.
Yes. I think this is my second favorite pattern in the entire book.
Yeah.
Like that
I can't pick. It's hard to pick. There's too many.
They're
Good
all-
ones. They're all good.
Yeah, they're all so good. But I think that pair of socks and the shawl, I think, rate pretty high of my favorites of the book.
And this is the thing that explains their difficulty level.
Yes,
The
I love
easy, intermediate, and advanced.
And in the back of the book, right before that, they have the abbreviations for all the stitches they use in all of their patterns, which I think is really nice. So if you're
because some people know them, but there's a lot of people who don't know.
And and this book is good for whether if you just picked up knitting needles yesterday, you can knit any pattern in this book, I feel.
Yeah.
And because in the back of the book, it's all of the stitches they've used. It's an explanation of all the stitches. So even though, like, I love all their patterns, I give this book 2 thumbs up. I believe the pre-orders for the hard copy of the books are over, but I think they're going to order some extra. So if you still want a hard copy of the book, I think you can still get that at javapearldesigns.com website. And then, of course, they'll have the ebook, and it'll be available on Ravelry. And we have a coupon code. So it hasn't been released on Ravelry yet, I don't believe. I'll check the date for everything, and we'll keep the giveaway open long enough so you guys can go in and look at all the patterns and tell us, what's your favorite pattern.
Yeah, what are you going to cast on first?
Yes, I think that'll be our prompt. So
yeah, that's a good one. Because we totally didn't discuss that beforehand.
Yeah. We're winging it.
We spent all day together.
That's okay. We're getting through this. So we'll either put it on the Ravelry group of like when we'll close the giveaway or the next time we podcast, which we should probably touch on. We're planning on podcasting every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That just kind of fits our schedule, and that gives us enough time to get some knitting done in between, so we actually have some content to show you guys.
Yeah.
Because you both work full time.
Watching me knit that Katie shawl row by row is not going to be super exciting.
Because we both do work full time.
Yes.
I am also working on my master's degree. So I'm just a little bit busy.
She's busier than me, but she knits more than I do.
So, yeah, I think we're going to wrap up our first episode of Stitching You in More Podcast 2.0.
That was supposed to be a point. I don't know if anybody got that.
That works.
That's weird.
So
Scratch that.
I want to thank everybody if you have been on the channel since I podcasted before and got the notice that, hey, there's a new video. Welcome back. My face is back. If you are new to the channel, thank you for stopping by and joining our Harry Potter knitting craziness.
And our weirdness.
And I want to thank Anna for co-hosting with me now.
Yay.
And our awesome...
I'm going to figure out someday how to actually stay in the frame instead of just wandering, just talking from back here. Hey.
We'll figure it out. So give us a couple episodes to kind of get everything together and kind of get the kinks out. Our producer, I think, is counting stitches behind us. So with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. We also didn't discuss this, but do you remember what I used to say at the end of every podcast?
No, I don't.
was keep on stitching, y'all.
Aww.
So we'll go out with that. So keep on stitching, y'all.